Hello, welcome to MCFC 9320. Bit of a lull really in football, only international. Bit like City in the old days, England getting relegated. I don't know about you guys, but I've no time for international football.
I hate it. I hate international breaks.
I just hate international football, to be honest.
I don't mind it, but the only reason I watch it is to make sure our players don't get injured. Because every time they seem to go away as an international break, we always get one coming back injured.
Before we start, can I just say thanks to our sponsors, 3 Retro, for sponsoring our show. You know, as always, they're doing us proud. I'm the same. You know, years gone by, Riz. You know, you're the oldest of us all here. You know, so I'm sure you can relate to this. United fans and that used to always say, I can't stand international football, you know, because, you know, they prefer their players to be safe and sound. And I never related to it, but now I can totally see where they come from.
I can't. You know what? International football, the only time I'll watch it is if the World Cup's on or something and my neighbour's got it on in his back garden in a tent and I'll go around and have a few beers. The game this week, I didn't watch it. I didn't watch it. I was working. I ended up dropping a customer's car off and I was stood at his house. We were chatting about, he's a City fan, we chatted about football. I didn't rush to get back. I couldn't be bothered.
You missed nothing.
No,
Literally.
And is it because we're spoiled watching City week in, week out? I don't know.
Yeah,
I actually.
No, well, it could be, but so England compared to City, there's just nothing. There's no comparison whatsoever.
We'd batter him. If you took City's players out of the England team and Man City played England, we'd batter them.
Yeah. You know, I tweeted. I think it was during the England match against Italy. When was it? Friday night, and I said, imagine having to watch England if it was a club side. You'd be totally desperate. You know something? If England was playing in my back garden, I'd draw the curtains. I really would. It's shocking. And again, that comes down to the manager. Really, he's gone from hero to zero. You know, I think he
was never my hero. Ever.
No, me neither.
Hang on, did he get an OBE for wearing a waistcoat and get into a semi-final or something?
Something like that.
How embarrassing is that? That's how bad it is.
Even in the World Cup, you know, he come back as a failure and ended up getting a pizza advert, didn't he, with Stuart Pearce?
Yeah.
No, that
penalty.
That says it all. You know, we see
your only takeaway of his career.
Oh, you're sharp, you Stan. Hey. You know, look at him. He's as sharp as a cat.
You know what, right? I blame the media, right, for English football. Right, listen, hear me out. England have won the World Cup once in 1966. Right, what have we done since then? What gives us the right to think that we are a top nation in the world football? Because we invented it. That's it. We have got no God-given right to win anything. And every tournament we go to, our media hyping up, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, such a player. They hype everybody up. And then when we don't win it, it sells loads of newspapers, gets loads of likes because they've hyped them up that much that they drag them back down to earth again. They slag them off. They'll find something in the closet that they've got. They'll bring that out, sell a load of newspapers. Really, what gives us the right? Yeah. What gives England football the right? We've won one tournament in all them years. So why do we think that we should win it every year we're in it?
You're absolutely right. And the Premier League, you know, if we're truthful with each other, the Premier League's the best league in the world, and that's only because of the foreigners what's come into the league. It's not as if it's the best league, you know, in the world because of all the English players and stuff like that. So I agree with you. We've got no divine right to win it. You know, you just look, some of the players are less than bang average. What are getting in, and there is seems a little bit of a click. You know, even years gone by with Liverpool players and United players and stuff like that. The players, since they've retired, they've come out and said, yeah, there was cliques in the England dressing room. You know,
In reality, how many times have we gone to a Euros or a World Cup and you've had any belief that we will get anywhere in the competition?
Never.
Italian
Even-
90. I was drunk though throughout the tournament.
Well, out in the rest of my case, but even when we got to the final against Italy,
What did you injure?
you know, we just, the reality was we were never going to win it. I mean, don't get me wrong, Italy were no great shakes, but our players just are not up to it. You know, you have to look at who we're selecting. You look at, okay, there's no question Pickford's probably the best option at the minute for goalkeeper. But you look at the defence and you're looking at, you know, Walker was at fault the other night, as he has been quite a lot this season for City. Maguire, if Maguire can't get picked for his team, for his club team, there's no way he should be getting picked for England.
And that team being Manchester United.
Yeah, exactly.
If he
But
can't
either
get
way,
picked-
Southgate always said he would pick his teams on performances at club level. Well, he isn't playing for his club, so he shouldn't be playing for England. And that's not just because he's a United player.
No,
It's
you're
just
absolutely right.
stating a fact.
Yeah.
You know, John Stones, he didn't play the other night because he played a back three, didn't they? But John Stones, you know, he started 5 out of 7 games for us in the Premier League this season. He's a decent player, but has moments, you know, where his concentration lapses. But you could put him in, and then as a left back, you know, they played Saka as a left wing back, I think, the other night. What a joke of a decision! Why play one of your better players in that position? You know, the only two that came out with any credit the other night was Foden and Bellingham, which, you know, I'm glad for Foden. But if you look at, you know, don't get me wrong, Eric Dyer, Tottenham's player.
He's got the right surname, him.
Well, yeah, he has got the right surname. And for me, he's not England quality, the same way as I don't think Jordan Henderson ever has been.
No.
But it's because he plays for Liverpool.
Yeah.
You know, so you have to look at that. And what worries me is I look at Jack, and I know we spoke a lot about Jack last week and the criticism he's getting, but he needs to clean his act up.
In what
He's
way?
not a kid. You know, you look at what's come out this weekend in the papers, and after, you know, came out in Mendy's court case on Friday.
Am I right in saying Grealish wasn't even at City when all that?
Yes, he wasn't at City when that was going on, but he was there. You know, so I think
I don't know. I don't know anything about that. What happened?
No, I
there?
don't. I'm at a loss to that. What?
okay. Allegedly, Grealish slept with one of the women consensually, and she then went on the same night to be, again, allegedly raped by Mendy's mate.
Right, we'll leave it on that for legal reasons.
Yeah.
Well,
No, it's just what's been reported in the evening news. So,
Right,
you're only quoting that, aren't
Yeah.
you? So,
That's all. But Grealish has got to, he's not a kid anymore. He's got to book his ideas up. I appreciate, you know, he went off on one after he won the title, which you know, he's entitled to do. But the club will not stand for stories in the paper about him every week. I don't believe they will, because
no, there is that. Okay, let's talk a little bit about Grealish. The only thing he did brilliantly for England on Friday was get a booking, so he misses tomorrow's match because you know, what Southgate, you know, must do is rest the City lads, because no disrespect to the, you know, the lesser Premier League teams and stuff like that, you know, there's bigger fish to fry, isn't there? And it sounds disrespectful to the other clubs, that, but
no one in Champions League.
yeah, exactly. But regarding Jack, I think, I do think he needs to not grow up a little bit, but I think he's just an open target to the media now, regardless whether he gets his head down and gets on with things. I just think it's a little bit unfair. The likes of Souness coming out, and giving Grealish, stick and stuff like that. He wasn't exactly the most, how can I put it so he doesn't sue me? He wasn't the most staying in of a weekend type of player, was he?
No.
So
Definitely
why,
not.
as soon as said, I wouldn't mind going in for a night out with Jack. That's just that the people who write, stories like that, and the people who read it who don't really think they're just like robots, thinking, oh, Grealish is always out. Well, it's not the fact. He'll go out every so often, but he'll be billed as he's out all the time. If he was out all the time, he would be nowhere near the City squad because they get tested pretty much every single training session. John.
Can I just say something about John Stones? I thought he was suspended for England because he got sent off, didn't he, at last game? So he couldn't play.
Why did they put him in the squad then?
Because he can play the next game.
We don't want him to, though.
We don't want him to, no, but he will.
Can I just say something about England, right? I've always had this, right? When it's a league team, yeah, you've got you can only pick from the players who you've bought, right? When you're an England manager, would it not be better if, say you've got a formation that you've got in your head that you want to do, right? Like Pep, say you're Pep and you've got this idea what you want to do. You've got the whole of the English league, not just the Premier League. You've got the whole of the English league to pick from. Why do they always pick from just the Premier League? Now, I know you're going to say because they're the elite, but what happens if you're in the EFL and you're 6'6", a brilliant stopper, you're superb at set pieces, and all you do is bang, clear your lines. There's got to be a place for you in a certain setup, yeah? So why do they only pick what's in the Premier League and pick the best players like Gerrard and what's he called, Lampard? They always said, oh, we've got to try and fit him in. Why do you have to try and fit him in? It's like being at school, and you know when you used to pick your players. You had first pick, second pick, and you were like, you used to pick the best players. You never used to pick the best team. Mm-hmm. You pick the best players. If you actually pick the best team, you might do better.
That's the problem.
Listen, for every Sergio Aguero and David Silva, you need a Fernandinho, and that's exactly your point, and I agree there is because it's about the team. Years gone by, and Stan might back me up on this. We had the Galacticos, who had all the best players in the world, but they didn't win anything, did they, Stan?
Yeah, for every piano player, you need a piano shifter.
Exactly.
That's it. You know what I mean?
Why did they never do that? Why did they always just try and incorporate the best players in the Premier League as opposed to the best man for the job?
Well, regarding Southgate, he's just a yes man, isn't he?
Yeah.
Simple as, that's all he is.
The thing is, depending on which country, I know we're talking about England for this, but different countries, you can split them into two approaches. You haven't got enough players to come up with a system. So you have one system and you stick with it. A good example of that is Wales. They've got the system. Ireland used to have it. They knew what you do, and you come in, bang, and that was it. You go home. The bigger countries, your Germanys, your Italys, your Englands, can you build a system around the players you've got? And to be honest with you, the two systems, I don't think you can build a system around the players you've got. You don't have enough time. You're only there a couple of days. You've really got to sort of get the essence of your league, or the league where the players play the most, and go in and do that. Now, if it's a 4-4-2 for England, you play 4-4-2. There's no point playing 4-4-3 if you've not got the players there that are used to doing it.
But then,
At the end
you
of
know,
it-
you look at when he picked the squad and he picked Ivan Toney from Brentford and didn't even put him in the squad for the game the other night. You think, well, what is the point? If
Well, I know
you're
why
going to
we
give
do.
him a chance, you're going to have to give him a chance. Unfortunately, that team revolves around Harry Kane, and Harry
Yeah.
Kane's just greedy.
Mhm.
And I can understand why they've done what they do with Ivan Toney, because they'll do it with a few, and clubs do it as well. But with a club, after 10 games, it's only a couple of months. 10 games in the international things is a year and a half. But what they want to do is get people to come in and get used to who's around them and what's going on, the pecking order and all the other little bits and bobs, so that then when they do make the debut, they're not as nervous as they're going to be that suddenly you're in. Because believe you me, players will get nervous playing for their international. They do. There's no doubt about it. And you don't really want to destroy them before they've started.
Okay,
That's what he'll have done.
Here's one then. So I think we all agree that Gareth Southgate isn't a Pep Guardiola. And speaking of Pep Guardiola, you know, what a link that is. There's rumours going on, strong, reliable rumours as well, that he's about to sign a new 3-year deal with us. That is just music to my ears, as I'm sure it is with everybody else. They said, Anne-Marie...
Sorry, can I just bring up one small point?
Of course you can.
Right. As long as his name's not Gareth Guardiola, he should be all right. Because we want Gareth Taylor out. We want Gareth Southgate out.
Yeah.
Just don't be called Gareth and try and run a football team. I think these are the takeaways we're getting from this tonight.
And it's very significant what you've picked up there, Stan. We're cutting edge here, mate. We're cutting edge.
It is. There's no messing around. And there was one thing about England that I was learned from a bookies a long time ago.
We've gone past England.
How to explain a bet. If England are 10-1 to win the World Cup and you put £10 on them, when the winner's announced, you will have lost £10. And that's all you ever need to know. That's it. That's all you'll ever need to know about England.
See, the facts on there, the facts you are given, it's just like that man, the Oracle.
Yeah,
the Oracle.
So when everybody's delighted, Jazz Guardiola has got a 3-year deal. That's all I can say about it. If he signs for 3 years, that's it. Oof. Happy as Larry.
Anne-Marie, they said he won't last, Pep, 2 years and it'd be gone back to wherever. They said this will take him to 10 years.
Yeah, but they said the same about our owners, that they'd get bored and go on the way. And here we are, what are we, 12, 13 years later or something?
Can you imagine?
How long have you been supporting City, Anne-Marie?
And it was since 2008, obviously.
So what's 2008 to 2022 then?
14.
Correct.
So can you imagine, right, if he stays longer than old Whiskey Nose stayed at the Swamp?
Oh. Thing is, the question is, right, why would you want to leave?
You wouldn't.
He's got everything he ever wanted at our club. He can do whatever he wants. What he's doing at our club now, he wanted to do with Barcelona, but they wouldn't allow him to do it.
Yeah.
I'm Bayern Munich.
Yeah.
That's about in question, that, John. Next week you could open up with that, Andy, on asking that question about the women.
What?
Why would you want to leave if you've got the best gear there?
Exactly.
Good.
Perhaps Pep needs to interact more with the ladies' team then.
So
no, the ladies' team, it's all down to that. A lot of it.
Yeah. Oh, that's what they said about City. You won't win anything with mercenaries. They don't care.
Yeah.
No.
Well,
Paul Merson never played for us.
Thank goodness.
I'm sure he did.
He'd have been out drinking with Jack Grealish, wouldn't he?
So,
yeah.
So speaking of contracts and stuff like that, Riyad Mahrez recently signed a new deal with us, and he says he wants to end his career with us, Anne-Marie.
We're just going live to Anne-Marie, the Mahrez specialist.
I could give you my honest answer to that.
Go on then. Go on. Waiting.
Okay, if you
No swearing. No swearing.
The bleep machine's waiting.
With a little bit of luck, he will finish his career at City because somebody will snap him in too.
Oh.
Of all the things to bring, you bring violence.
I know, Anne
That's
Marie.
not nice. That.
Anne-
I would have
Anne
thought
Marie.
it was something else like somebody would have bought him.
Hey, Anne Marie wants to snap him into. Oh, say no more.
I think I've seen that film, John.
I've lost for words, Anne Marie.
Well, I told you I was going to be honest, and I kept it clean. You see?
Well, in my mind, it's just
Yeah, but that's your mind.
the filter in my mind has readjusted that.
No, listen. At the end of the day, he's a City player,
Absolutely.
and we have to back him. What when they're pulling that shirt on, maybe we don't get as well as a crowd favourite. We always have as we've spoke about many a time. There's always a scapegoat as well. Mahrez is one of them at the minute. I can see Grealish being one of them as well. We've got to keep a little bit of perspective because it's a squad game, and there's only one way Mahrez will stay in the squad, in the team, and that's if he's playing well, because Pep won't play him if he's not playing well, as any other player.
I think Mahrez has gone downhill since he signed a new contract. Plus, I think maybe his girlfriend needs to tone down what's going on in the boudoir because he's not the player he was last season.
Well, there won't be much going on in the boudoir at the minute because she's not long had a baby.
There's a bombshell.
Yeah, right. So next game coming up, it used to be the biggest game of the season for us, didn't it? The derby. I'll be honest, when the fixtures come out, I don't even look at the derbies are anymore. I always look for the Liverpool fixtures, and I'm being honest there.
I still hate them. I still hate derbies.
No, I hate derbies, but they're not. That's not our biggest games of the season anymore.
I always look to him because I think, oh, what time's the kickoff going to be? What time can I meet in Weatherspoons in Ashton for breakfast?
What, before you go to the Tunnel Club?
No, we'll be on the terraces. This one.
No,
I've had some grief over that as well. You won't believe.
No, I would believe.
What?
Well, check the pictures, Andy, to see the last one of the season to see where we're going to lift the league.
Yeah.
Brentford.
I think, to be honest, I think the league will be. I don't want to be blasé about it, but I think the league will be done and dusted on this kind of form. A decent amount of games left, but the derby is still dangerous, isn't it? Because we're by far the superior team out of us and the Rags, but years gone by, they was a superior team, and we got our results against them. So,
it can happen.
It still make me nervous.
Yeah,
and
still make me nervous.
Until the final whistle goes, you can't relax.
It's a different game, totally, because they are well up for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
they're like we were, aren't they? They've got nothing else to lose, so
we're their cup final now.
Yeah, and they've had a bit of vein of a rich vein of form at the moment. They've took the scalps of the Scousers and Arsenal, so but really they're in good shape.
Well, if you think about it though, our team's full of Mancunians in it. You got Cole Palmer, Phil Foden, Haaland, Gomez. They're all Blues, aren't they? So
it's the strongest sort of City team, having City fans in the team than we've had for a long time. So they know what it is to be they know what a derby means to us. So
put it this way, Haaland's got no doubt in his mind what a derby means.
Oof.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So another one as well is Phil Foden's. Looks like he's going to be signing a new 6-year deal worth an estimated 76 million. It's a lot of money, but for the kind of player and the caliber what we've got, it's over 6 years. It's still a good deal in my opinion.
He's a good player though, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's not bad, is he? He's not bad.
Not bad at all.
His downfall will be in his head. He just needs to keep grounded.
No, his downfall will be his girlfriend.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. It's his footballing ability. We know about that. It's his chavvy behaviour that he needs to.
Why? Okay then? What's he allegedly done? Let's break it down because it's a good point. That.
What's he allegedly done?
Yeah.
Well, he's constantly arguing on beaches with his girlfriend.
Yeah.
He's constantly sex chatting with girls from what I've heard. And this is what all the arguments about.
Watching fights with boxing with his mum.
Well,
That's
yeah,
not-
but
that's
it's
not
his
his
mum.
fault.
It's his. I know, but it's his family. It's what's around you, mate. And
Yeah.
you look at Gaza.
Having people in his room on international breaks.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I know it's pathetic, this, but it's all this stupid haircuts. He's dying of his hair. I know he's a young kid, but he's special. He needs to behave himself. And, I know he's young and it shouldn't take that out of him. He's not that young anymore. I look when I was his age and I was running a garage, it's like
Drunk.
he's got responsibilities. And, I always bring this up because I so fear that it could go down the route of somebody like Gaza. And I want to see him hit his full potential, and it is going to be proper world class.
Is
Well,
there
you
no-
look-
is
You
there
look
no
at the
place-
likes of David Silva, Aguero. You never heard anything about,
Nothing.
misbehaving and stuff like that in the newspapers.
He didn't
No.
give the media. You give the media an opportunity to have a go at you, and they will. They have
John?
nothing. They could get nothing on any of them players because they didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah.
Hasn't
Yeah.
David Silva just been done in court for over £1,000 for knocking a woman to the ground?
Yeah. He's left us now, though. It don't matter.
No, but joking aside, regarding Foden, there's no better manager to have his back and lead. Put him, if he goes wayward, to put him on the straight and narrow as Jack Grealish. That's why I'm more than confident that.
Yeah, but Phil Foden's biggest manager is him. He needs to get it in his head. Simple as. Pep can
Gotta
do
be
all he
careful
wants.
You've got to be careful who you surround yourself with.
Yeah.
My pals, my close pals, I trust them 100%. I trust them that they've never meaning to get me into trouble. Even I'm not a celebrity, I'm not an international footballer. They're my friends, and my friends, and we do some crazy stuff. But they would never.
I've not done anything.
No, but they'd never get me into something that is going to jeopardize, my business or my family life. They'd never do that. They won't get me into trouble. If I had friends around me that were like that, I wouldn't have them as my friends.
No.
You choose your friends. You choose who you have as your role models and as your peers. And Phil Foden needs to choose who he has his peers. And if it's his family that are causing him, that's a massive problem you've got because it's family.
Yep.
And I've seen some stuff where, that bit with his mum at the boxing, all I can say is my mum wouldn't have got involved like that. She'd have got me out of trouble. My girlfriend would have got me out of harm's way and locked me in that room.
I think the other way, if somebody had been disrespecting my mother like that, I'd have done exactly what Foden was about to do.
No, you're wrong, mate. Nobody was disrespecting his mother. She came out and
Yeah,
and
she threw the
confronted
first
them.
punch.
She started that. My mum would not have been out there. She'd have dragged me in that room and got me out of trouble, locked the door and phoned security. My mum wouldn't have gone out there fighting in my corner.
I think he'd be all right. I think he'd be all right, Foden. He's got the guardian hand of Jack Grealish next to him, hasn't he? So he'll be fine.
That's as bad as Mendy with that bloke from the garage, isn't it?
Who, Paul? Who is?
Oh, hang on a minute. You need to clear that up, John.
And I think we'll leave it there on that one.
On that bombshell.
So let's have a few derby predictions. Go on, Johnny. Stan, you go first.
As long as we win, that's it. That's all you want, isn't it? You don't care. You'll take the win.
Wisdom. The wisdom of that man. The wisdom.
Yeah.
Mrs. Mara.
Hey, it's right to win it.
Hey?
It's right to win it. Just take the win.
Yeah.
I'm not bothered if we win 1-0 and it's come off the back of somebody's head. I wouldn't mind if the Swiss lad who scored his goal this week in the centre back, Kajanji.
Yeah.
What's he called?
Kanji.
Manuel.
You know,
If he scores and gets the winner after a minute,
Hey, Manuel's brother, you know, he's not great at the minute. He's man unwell. And
Where's that
Marie,
Have you
tumbleweed?
got that?
And
You've got the
Marie,
tumbleweed.
Yeah,
give me a
my
prediction.
prediction 4-0 win.
Oh, I hope you're right.
I'll be happy at that, but I don't think he will be.
Hang on a minute, I'm not trading me 1-0.
Go on then. I'll give you a chance to give us a score prediction, Stan.
Just win. That's it. I'm not bothered. Just win.
Get off the fence.
All right, then 8-0.
I'm going to put a bet on that.
I tell you what, if that comes off, Stan.
Ireland 8.
Ireland 8. Exactly.
I'm putting that down now.
If you put Ireland to score 8 and it's 5,000 to 1 and you put a pound on, you will get 5,000.
You listen, you don't get stuff like this on other podcasts. I've watched a few of them in the past, and what the insights we're giving, and I know we shouldn't bet and stop when you're having fun, but what Stato said
I'll be
there.
having fun at 8-0, I can tell you that.
Oh yeah.
What the Oracle said.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, if we win 8-0 next week, right, we've all got to wear them hats.
I tell you what, I'll wear one for the rest of my life if we win 8-0.
What time's kick-off?
Is it
2 o'clock?
What is it?
2 o'clock.
Is it?
2 o'clock, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right, so we'll just be
We've
back
got
in
enough
time for a
time before
podcast then,
the
won't we?
Yeah.
Well, we could be messing though, because I'm in the
Yeah.
Wetherspoons at 9. So
if
Let's
it's
want to do it
8
Monday.
o'clock, we've got plenty of daylight to get 8. We'll be all right.
yeah.
My
Really?
prediction,
Go on then, John. I'll take you first.
I reckon 2-1 to City. It'll be a late winner.
Okay, Riz.
3-1 for City.
Brilliant. I've got all them jotted down.
And what's your prediction?
I don't predict anything, me.
Andy, do it.
Okay, then I'm going to go for 2 each. 2 for Ireland and 2 for Foden.
Hooray!
No, seriously. We should have enough for him. It's just a derby, innit? Because the underdogs can always beat us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I fancy it. I'm gonna go 3-1 as well.
Oh, look at you.
All right then. 4-1. Is that better?
Controversial.
Yeah, keep going. 5-1.
8-0.
6-1.
9-0.
Should have been 10. It should have been 10.
Right, guys. A pleasure as always. This time next week we'll know whether we've won 8 or 9-0 or something more conservative like 1-0, 2-0, 3-1.
As long as we win, it's all that matters.
Exactly.
Exactly.
I want a 3-0
Somebody
at
said
half
that
time.
5 minutes ago.
I want a 3-0 at half time. I can enjoy myself second half.
Say that again, Oracle.
I was just saying then when John said as long as you win, I said, I'm sure somebody said that 5 minutes ago.
Sounds familiar. Sounds very familiar.
On that note, have a great week, guys, and we'll do
Yeah,
it.
take care, everyone.
Yeah, have a great week. Stay
See you
safe.
later, folks.
Careful.
Yeah.
Ta-ra, bye-bye.
See you later.
See you later.